Greetings, my wonderful people. Welcome back again to Queencapon Media. So, my people, I am back again to share with you now many headlines where don't come out this morning, my people. No be smart thing they go on for this country, my people. Please watch this video to the very end so that you will not lose out any headlines or updates where they inside there, where they very important. First headline here says, breaking, bandits strike again. Kidnap resident in Jige community in Yaba, East Kogi. This headline here says, SAGF Malami faces $16.9 million Abacha loads allegation. Unexplained multi-billion naira assets including Asbi Hotel, Rehan University, Rice Mill and others. My people, no be small money they chop. $16.9 million naira they load during Abacha regime. My people, no be small thing. If una see the kind of crime where this Malami committed, my people, maybe in my next video, I will explain to now. I'll bring the write up here, read it, and we'll analyze it. Una go see. Say this kind of people, they free, they walk up and down, and innocent people they go carry Nnamdi Kanu. We no carry any money, we no chop any money, we no buy anybody, go put them for prison. Make una see wetin Malami they talk. So, my people, look at wetin Malami they talk. The 10 SAGF Malami asked EFCC chairman Olu Koyede to step aside, demand arraignment or release in 24 hours. Una hear am? Malami, the other EFCC around, they said they should either arraign him or they should release him in 24 hours. Imagine the audacity with all this crime where he commits. The evidence there, according to them, they say the evidence they steer before in face like this. The evidence is they kolo, like they catch her with red-handed, meaning that a lot of evidence we go nail them down dead ground. Yet Malami came out, they asked the EFCC they should do whatever they are doing, they should do it, arraign him, or they should release him within 24 hours. Why not go command them like that now? Or he get audacity now, he get connection, so he gets immunity. For a man now, even pata, they go find a way where they go free him, even if they sentence him with all this thing where they grant. So, my people, let's move on to the next update. So, my wonderful people, these updates where I want to read out now, a typical example of when they say Nigeria don't finally happen to somebody. Just imagine this headline. It says, hours after assuring civilian safety in operation, NAF airstrike by many in Bronu. They went to go and kill terrorists there. They went to go and buy terrorists for Bronu. They ended up buying innocent civilians. People where they want to protect, they ended up buying them, my people. No be juju be this. Okay, look at the follow-up updates. Look at the follow-up. The follow-up headline says, 3 dead, several others injured as NAF bomb Bronu civilian in another accidental strike, my people. What do we go call this one? They went to protect people. They went to fight against people where they buy innocent people. They ended up buying the people where they buy. My people, they say this one accidental. So, my wonderful people, I will allow you guys right now to watch this video. Yes, so hear the analysis of things where they happen in the country. A lot they go on. Take your time and watch this video so that you go see so many details about what is going on. Drop your opinion and don't forget, it's very important you like and share this video so that other people will be aware of what is going on.
I've always insisted and maintained that most of the security are syndicated operations that involve so many components and so many people and so many elements, all of them who are working together for the same purposes, which is commercial reasons. Banditry, kidnapping has become a commercialized enterprise where people are making a lot of, fortunes over the misfortunes of others. Some of it are fueled by the unregulated and the illicit mining of mineral resources in the far north, and also fueled by the vulnerabilities in our borders around that sector between Niger and Chad and the northern Cameroon. So you have influx of all these people some of the sponsors who may not necessarily be Nigerians. I also believe that there are some foreign sponsors of this banditry that we see in the country, where they kidnap people, abduct people just to divert our attention to the abduction, while they are busy illicitly mining our mineral resources in connivance with highly placed individuals in Nigeria.
U.S. Congressman Riley Moore over the weekend told Fox News that Nigeria and the United States are close to reaching a strategic security framework aimed at tackling terrorism in the country. Moore, who recently visited Nigeria along with other U.S. lawmakers, stated that the delegation had positive conversations with the Nigerian government during their trip, while in another Fox interview that has gone viral, Riley Moore recounted his experience where he met victims at the internally displaced persons camp in Benue, stating that the violence and insecurity he witnessed, including the story of a woman who saw all 5 of her children murdered, was unlike anything he had ever seen.
Well, Harris, it was really shocking. The stories that we heard, the imagery, it was, I've never witnessed anything like that personally in my life. I met one woman, and I see you're showing some of the pictures, who had lost her entire family. 5 of her children were murdered right in front of her, and she was pregnant at the time and was able to escape. She had that child at an internally displaced camp, and I mean, you could just see that her soul had literally left her body. And there are countless stories like this. Another woman was attacked, her family was attacked, she lost her husband, her 2 daughters, and they murdered her unborn child. These Islamic terrorists murdered her unborn child and took it right out of her.
You know, I don't know.
It's beyond words.
Well, we know that the congressman has been vocal about claims of Christian persecution in Nigeria, and in November introduced a resolution in the U.S. House of Representatives supporting Trump's designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern. I believe even on Friday I took just the actual story where he, went into the IDP camps, detailing that about 600,000 Christians had been killed in Benue State alone. But it's good to see that, he also granted that interview with Fox News, saying that there is going to be, a huge collaboration with the United States government and the Nigerian government after he has submitted his fact-finding report. Before I come to you, meanwhile, terrorists struck another church in Kogi State, killing 1 person and abducting over 20 worshippers over the weekend, in the second major attack on places of worship in the area within 2 weeks. The attackers stormed the first ECWA church in Ayetoro-Kiri, Kababunu local government area on Sunday, December 14th, firing sporadically during an ongoing worship session. Well, according to Daily Trust, 1 person identified as JJ was killed during the assault, while at least 20 worshippers were seized by the attackers, who escaped through nearby bush paths. Many congregants reportedly fled as the gunmen created panic, throwing the otherwise quiet community into chaos. I mean, we're seeing these back-to-back church attacks, which expose, a dangerous pattern emerging in Kogi State. The targeting of worshiping centers during services when congregations are most vulnerable raises serious questions about intelligence gathering and preventative security deployment in that particular area. This attack marks the second assault on a church in Okun land within weeks. On November 30th, terrorists attacked a Cherubim and Seraphim church in Ejiba Yagba West local government area, abducting Pastor Orlando, his wife, and several worshippers during a service. 14 people were kidnapped in that incident, including 6 children from the pastor's household and a 3-week-old baby, as well as a 4-month-old infant. I mean, look at this. We're seeing this sort of attack in, Kogi State. And also, I believe that there was, also a story from Kwara State, where we saw a group of terrorists or, kidnappers who actually said that it was the government who gave them AK-47 rifles. I mean, if we have that video, we'll play that. But your thoughts on that?
All right, okay. And there was also the kidnapping in Kwara State, the CAC Church in Kwara State. Thankfully, all the parishioners have now been released. But there is, and you mentioned something about intelligence in Kogi State. They are aware of the hotspots in these areas. I think the challenge is where intelligence meets action, or intelligence actually does what it's meant to do, which is to provide information in order to either prevent situations like this or be able to act. We've said it repeatedly, OG, that as long as there are no arrests, when we see rescue operations, as long as there's no one who is being persecuted, it means that these criminals still have an opportunity to unleash another day. And the question we had raised last week was, where would be the next target, or who would be the next target? Now, we don't know whether or not these bandits or criminals or kidnappers are the same people who worked in the last operation, but we can make assumptions based on their style of operation, which is attacking a church while in session, kidnapping them, and then demanding for ransom. So there's an industry there that has not been tackled, and we haven't seen any arrests, meaning that these criminals are still at large, and that's quite unfortunate. I was speaking to someone who had an outreach in Kaduna State, and people were advised, why don't you go by road? And one of the things they said is that they know hotspots in Kogi State, and that is why they cannot pass that area. So they know, they are aware of the operations. I think what is biggest on our minds this morning is, if there's an awareness, there's knowledge, information, intelligence, why is nothing being done about it? Why are we not seeing more protection? Why are we not seeing arrests in these areas around that? Also, that video that has been trending around this collusion and complicity with governments, I don't want to, until a full investigation is done. Well, we have raised questions too. We have raised questions because when we ask the way and the manner in which the operations are done, it seems like there's a communication or an understanding, and we don't want to believe that there are saboteurs within the government themselves who are preventing this fight against insecurity from succeeding. And so those are some of the things that we have. There's a lot of information out there, OG. We almost sound like broken records on a daily basis. What Nigerians are asking is, why is the government not acting decisively? Why are we not seeing enough response and action to this? Now, going back to the Riley Moore video that you first showed, or the statement based on what his findings were, this is what I have consistently said. I will take the voice and the conclusions of someone who's actually gone on ground to speak to the people who are being affected than someone who comes on TV or writes a statement based on hearsay. And two truths can coexist. For those who are saying, oh, it's a general security issue, you can face discrimination as a woman. And we talk about this when I was in the UK and I was part of the student union. You can face discrimination as a woman, but you can face double discrimination as a black woman. You can face insecurity as a Nigerian, but you can face double insecurity and targeted killings as a Christian living in Nigeria. It doesn't mean that we don't have insecurity larger. So let's not diminish or invalidate the realities of people who are on ground. We know many people who have faced this. What we are calling for the government to do is not blame game. It's not you versus this Christian. No, it is do something about it. Fix the problem. Stop arguing.
Fix the problem.
Fix the issue. Christians have been crying for a long time. Nigerians have been crying for a long time. Let's stop denying. Let's stop arguing. I'm even tired of asking the question. What I'm looking forward to is solution. And let the information that the government have, let the information that they have propel them to acting and protecting the interests of people living in the north.
By the way, the video of, this actual video, we heard people speaking in Hausa there saying that, it was the government giving them, the arms and ammunition, the AK-47. But we've heard from the chief press secretary to the Kwara State Governor, Rafiu Ajakaye, who actually dismissed the allegations made in that video as shared disinformation. And he said that, that those people that were arrested were from Auchi in Edo State and not in Kwara State. So we've seen this video circulating on social media, linking insecurity in Kwara State, to this wider challenges that we have seen so far. But, the government there have dismissed it. We'll hear from the Edo State government, because now they're saying that those people were arrested in Edo State and not in Kwara State. But clear collusion that they're saying. This is their confession. We no get AK-47. No, we got it from.
They afford AK-47.
From someone. So these are the issues that need to be tackled here on the table.
The day
in Nigeria,
the day we are ready to solve insecurity.
Yes.
it will be solved. As it is today.
Yes.
Look at me.
Yeah.
We are not ready.
Wasn't it General Sonia Bacha that said that if insecurity lasts more than, did he say 24 hours, then there's some sort of collusion with the
day
government.
We are ready. As we speak today, a lot of people are still enjoying it. They are using it for all sorts of means.
Yeah.
The day we are ready, it will stop. As it is, the only sad part is we will not be part of the numbers.
Amen.
But
Amen.
people are dying.
People are dying.
But when I also pray the prayer, may we not be part of the numbers, I feel very sad and I feel selfish because those that are part of the numbers,
are they not human beings?
Are they not human beings? It's not
Are
that,
they not our
they
brothers
did it.
and sisters?
They are our brothers and sisters. It could have happened to anybody. He came close to me with Reverend Archie.
Yes.
That was my colleague's uncle.
Some people would say, some people would say, if these terrorists go and attack one high-profile individual's child, insecurity will end immediately.
Have you ever heard them?
If they go and attack one of their...
Have you ever heard them attack the high-profile individual child?
Find them soon after all, they have VIP protection.
They have VIP protection now, so it's weird that we don't use police.
It can't be doom and gloom all the time.
Nigerians have always have this impression that the insecurity in the country, there is some kind of complicity from within the government. I have always insisted and maintained that most of the security are syndicated operations that involve so many components and so many people and so many elements, all of them who are working together for the same purposes, which is commercial reasons. Banditry, kidnapping has become a commercialized enterprise where people are making a lot of, fortunes over the misfortunes of others. Some of it are fueled by the, unregulated and the illicit mining of mineral resources in the far north, and also fueled by the vulnerabilities in our borders around that sector between Niger and Chad and the northern Cameroon. So you have influx of all these people, some of the sponsors who may not necessarily be Nigerians. I also believe that there are some foreign sponsors of this banditry that we see in the country, where they kidnap people, abduct people just to divert our attention to the abduction, while they are busy illicitly mining our mineral resources in connivance with highly placed individuals in Nigeria, some of whom may be in the government, and some may have been retired top-level government officials. So what I'm trying to say is, any information or any allegation about some kind of connivance or complicity from anyone in Nigeria should be a matter of serious concern and should be thoroughly investigated. We should not dismiss such accusations on the basis that, okay, it's just a terrorist that is talking, or maybe that they are talking under compulsion. Every information we get should be investigated. I am not saying that these people that I mentioned are actually involved, but what I'm saying is that whatever information we get should be investigated. Now, on the part of the Kwara State government, just like my co-panelists have said, I don't know whether these people have that intellectual capacity to distinguish between some members of the government and the Kwara State government. I believe there could be some people in the government who may have intentionally or unintentionally aided and abetted in the banditry in Kwara State without necessarily connecting it to the top echelon of the government. But we wouldn't know that unless there is a proper investigation. But my problem in Nigeria is that investigations are usually done haphazardly in a quasi manner. At the end of the day, you don't really get to anything at the end of it. If the investigations are intended for us to stop what is happening in this country, we must take those investigations seriously. We can't do them haphazardly. We have to get to the bottom of it. We have to uncover the truth, because it's only when we uncover the truth that we'll be able to get the right solution to the problems and be able to solve those problems.
Right. So let me go back to Mr. Getso and just get a sense of where we're lacking. I know you've mentioned those responsible and all of that, but right now the president has said, on the one hand, let's recruit more stripped VIPs of the police officers attached to them. Let's take the battle to the terrorists. Do you see all of the measures being made by the government working? Is there something still lacking for you particularly, so we can speak to strategy and just know what more we need to do?
Is this a question for me?
No, that's for Mr. Getso. Okay, I'm not sure he's still with us. I imagine the connection failed at this time, but...
Yeah, come again.
Yeah, my question is particularly about the recent measures from the government, if you can hear me. The recent directions and directives from President Tinubu regarding police officers, NSCDCs, forest guards, and all of that. Do you see all of these new measures and sort of vigor working, or is there anything missing for you? I want us to speak to the strategy now and sort of have a broad view of what we're doing and what more we need to do.
Well, first of all, I want to commend Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for taking a bold action on increasing the number of personnel in all agencies, and then directly involved in all, working with the DSS, or instructing the DSS to work with the forest guard in order to, even though the forest guard, the issue is not about number. The issue is about quality. The issue is about seriousness. The issue is about commitment. Government have been given directions. Government have been given directives. Government have been making policy statements. But the question is, those who have been alleged to be complicit, what measure have the government ever taken? Why is the issue of accountability? Government refused intentionally, I believe. It is intentional measure for several reasons that is best known to the government. Why complicit, compromises, and those who are participating in corrupt practices have not been handled accordingly. It's not the issue of instruction. It's the issue of following up on the instruction and holding people accountable and responsible for their actions and inactions. Yes, I believe that instructing the civil defense, the DSS, the forest guard, and the military and other security strata, go and do this, go and do that. But after giving the instruction, what follows? Who do we sanction? If Mr. President is not ready to sanction anybody, if Mr. President is not ready to test the pepper by making sure that 1 or 2 or 3 persons have been held accountable and responsible and be dealt with accordingly, we'll never get there. Those instructions will be just a mere normal statement that we have had before. There were instructions for withdrawal of escort from the BIFs over time by many of the Inspector General of Police. Now it comes from the President. And yet, up till almost more than 7 days or more than 11 days, we are still discussing it. Instruction from the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria are still being discussed. The instructions have not been implemented yet. There are still people who are still sabotaging that effort, and they have not been sanctioned. So if Mr. President is really serious, if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu really want to tell Nigerians, it's a matter of acting, it's not the matter of statements, it's not the matter of policy, it's not the matter of instruction. Yes, of course, instruction is an ingredient. But after the instructions, what followed? How many people have been sanctioned? Who do you demote? Who do you probably dismiss?
All right.
Because it is a matter of holding people accountable. Test the ground and tell Nigerians and tell the security agencies that you are serious.
So my wonderful people, if you use your 2 ear and hear everything where they go on in the country, my wonderful people, this is too much. Imagine this one. Say Nigeria aircraft went to go and fight terrorists and even assure the residents of the place where they come, the community, said they are going to save them. At the end, Find the people they went to safeguard. Drop your own opinion, my people, in the comment. Don't forget, it's very important to like and share so that others will be aware of what is going on. I'll go see you again for my next update. Bye-bye.